The Nazis were the first to land people on the Moon, beating U.S. astronaut Neil Armstrong to it by 27 years, according to a lunar conspiracy theory. The Nazis landed a spacecraft on the Moon 27 years before U.S. astronaut Neil Armstrong set foot on the lunar surface during the Apollo 11 mission, it has shockingly been claimed. Adolf Hitler ordered the crew of Third Reich astronauts to visit the Moon in 1942, in the middle of World War II, according to the lunar theory. Conspiracy theory cranks believe Nazi spacemen walked on the surface of the Moon using rocket craft developed by Hitler's top scientists. Bulgarian researcher Dr. Vladimir Terziski claims he has evidence of the Reich's successful mission. The engineer and physicist suggests the Germans developed a space program with their World War II allies the Japanese, reports Daily Star Online. Remarkably, Dr. Terziski gives lectures across the globe on his crackpot theory. He even claims the Germans set up a base on the Moon after the end of World War II. This ties in with claims defeated Nazis fled to Antarctica after the war and ran their covert space program from there. Nazi scientists led by SS General Hans Kammler, who oversaw Hitler's rocket program, were said to be behind it. The secret Antarctica base was called Neschwabenland, according to Dr. Terziski's lectures. He also claims tests were carried out from Nazi bolt holes in South America, where many leading officers did escape to. The expert believes the rapid rise in UFO sightings from the 1940s were Nazi test craft. He said, the Germans landed on the Moon as early as probably 1942, utilizing their larger exo-atmospheric rocket sources of the Mayer-Shriver type. Ever since their first day of landing on the Moon, the Germans started boring and tunneling under the surface, and by the end of the war there was a small Nazi research base on the Moon. However, the theory has been blasted as pure fantasy by academics. Colin Summer-Hayes, a geologist at the University of Cambridge, published a 21-page academic paper to disprove the existence of the supposed secret Nazi UFO base in the South Pole. He concluded, the Germans did not construct a secret base before, during or immediately after World War II. However, there was a huge interest in space flight among the Nazis. Germany did have advanced rocket technology which was used to develop the terrifying V1 and V2 weapons which rained down death on Britain. The Third Reich also developed a flying saucer, the Horten Ho 229 flying wing, which often feeds the theories of Nazi UFOs. And, former Nazi rocket scientists were instrumental in getting the real first man on the Moon, Neil Armstrong. The U.S. recruited Nazi scientists to help develop the space program that saw Apollo 11 land on the Moon in 1969. Their help was in return for them not facing justice over war crimes. It started in 1945 after Germany's surrender, when the U.S. began recruiting Nazi scientists to help with the continuing war effort against Japan in the Pacific. The men responsible for the deadly V2 rocket which rained down on London during the Blitz were pardoned in exchange for their cooperation. Many of them were later